Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a really special guest on our channel. Not only is he a student at TUM, but he also is a fellow creator. Everyone, give it up for Daniel.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. One of the most important things in life is experience. And when it comes to TUM, Daniel has 5 semesters worth of experience. So he knows what he's doing. In today's video, we are going to be doing an interview. So let's dive right in. So cringy. First question. What are the differences between your first year at TUM and your current year?
Wow, that's a good question to start off. Well, I'd say that in the first year, you're still trying a lot to understand the system here because you're straight out of school. You've never been at a place like this before, and especially if you're an international student, such as we are. It's such a new system and such a new place, new culture, and it's a lot to take in at once. Especially in a place like TUM, where there are thousands and thousands of people in the same course as you. I think when I started out, my semester had 1,200 people, and it's like it's just so many people that there's no way that professors can give you the attention that you're used to from school. So the professors just get there at the lecture hall and they start lecturing to like this insane amount of people, like to the point where they sometimes split it up into 2 rooms, one like with a live stream so that you can watch it at home later as well. You just gotta do everything on your own. So overall, like it's just such a different system because in school you actually have to attend class. They're like, yeah, who's here, who's there, why didn't you come? And this just doesn't matter here. You don't have to go, you could just watch the recordings. The homework submissions, they are just for a grade bonus. So in theory, like nothing happens if you don't do it. The only thing that actually matters, and that's the only thing you need to be present here at the university, is on the day of the exam. Like you could be wherever in the world doing the work, come back here to do the exam, and it would have been a normal semester. So that's basically like what you're trying to find in the first semester. Since you gotta do all the work on your own, you're trying to find a balance of what's too much and what's too little. And that just comes over time naturally after you got the results back of the exam, because sometimes you just don't know like when to stop working because you could always be doing something more. But in now in my 3rd year, things kind of settle down. It's still very stressful, but there comes a point where you're like, okay, if I put in all of this hard work, it's gonna pay off. I know now that I'm capable of passing the exams and achieving what I want, but it's not like that at all in the first semesters. You're like really desperate and insecure and just like blown away by the workload that is certainly thrown into you.
Wow, great answer. Second question, which semester was the hardest?
Ooh, well, that's not that easy to answer because I would say like from a psychological point of view, it was still the first semester, just due to all the change you go through. From my academic standpoint, I'd say the 4th semester is the hardest because you have the 2 hardest classes, yeah, which are theoretical informatics and discrete probability theory. So these are like really 2 heavy computer science / math exams. But still the first semester with the programming class, we have, even if you have previous knowledge, like I always track my time when I'm studying, like to keep track and have some kind of progress measure. And people always think I'm exaggerating, but it's like for real, 30 to 40 hours of focused time in a given week, especially at the end. And you're supposed to be having this amount of time just in a programming class while you are doing discrete maths, the math class from our first semester, and the computer architecture class, which is like, what?
It's like too much stuff in such a little amount of time.
They say you don't need to have previous knowledge in programming, but like, yeah, what? How I'm supposed to take a like assembly class, which is like understanding the logic of coding and how all these instructions are actually performed by a processor. How am I supposed to do that and learn all of this within 4 to 5 months? Like, it's actually insane. It's crazy. But the interesting thing is that once you put your life into it and work so hard and you end up passing these exams, you suddenly have like, even already in the first semester, you already get such a big overview, a broad overview of the whole course or field of informatics. Because when you think about it, it's really well structured, because we in the first semester have a coding class, which is like practical in Java, PDP. Then we learn like the theory a little bit behind it, like, okay, how does Java allocate memory? How does all of this work? Okay, but that's like high level programming, right? But then in our maths class, you actually learn all of the logic that goes behind it, the abstract mathematical theory of that. And then it starts like clicking together. Okay, so the conditions that can be represented that way. And this logic you can like perform on a circuit as well. Yeah. And once you get that and you start like going deeper and deeper until you get to like actual circuits and processors, then it suddenly makes sense why we have these 4 classes in the first semester with the computer architecture class included. Once all of that clicks, it's like a really nice moment where you're like, wow, I managed it and it was all worth it.
It surely is something special. Yeah. Third question, have you done an internship?
Yeah, after finishing school, I actually had 10 months, which was basically a gap year. And during that time, I interned at a NGO called Climate Reality, but it wasn't a paid internship, and I had no internship so far during my studies here. So it depends on how you see it, I guess.
So you did your internship while you were on a break, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But there are lots of opportunities here to get internships. I just didn't go after them that much so far due to the workload and time pressure we have. But like 2 to 3 times a semester, there are like many companies here recruiting students. Yeah,
that's the thing I like most about them. They give like chances, like internship things to everyone.
Yeah, you really like see, you can sense how they need us, and they like try to get us on their side by giving out free snacks and free swag, like pencils, t-shirts, all kind of that stuff. But like including big companies like Microsoft, Google, they have their offices here in Munich, and they always make like hackathons you can go to. I've taken part in a few of them, and it's always a lot of fun. Would
you recommend doing an internship while you're studying? Or do you think they will, kind of balance school and internship at the same time, or no?
Well, I guess it depends on the type of person you are. If you're managing the workload just fine, or you have no problem doing a semester or 2 more, then it's a nice experience. I'd say it depends on the company. And like it gets to a point where if it's actually a job, you can talk to the university and they will give you a semester off. Yeah, like you can like freeze your studies for a year or 6 months.
Okay, so it's your 5th semester. The title gave it away. Do you have any plans after graduating from TUM?
Oh yeah, I know this is so cliche, but coming here, I was really like, damn, I want to do AI.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was my dream as well.
Exactly. But at the time, I had no idea about these niche fields of computer science that I got really interested in. And now, like, if I get the opportunity, I would love to do something with functional programming, or actually like working very close to the processor, or with assembly code, or optimizing compilers, that kind of stuff, which is very close to hardware. I had no idea I would like it that much. And algorithmic complexity as well. Like if I could go into research to try to do some actual science, write some papers and on how we optimize that or this algorithm to perform things a little bit better, I don't know, I'm really passionate about that stuff. But of course, I would still go into AI. I'm taking my first AI class now.
Really? How is it?
It's really cool so far, yeah. But a lot of math.
Yeah. Are you planning on doing a master's?
I think after I finish my bachelor's, I'll take 6 months or a year off to just work on some personal projects like my YouTube channel maybe. And just see where this takes me, you know. But I definitely want to do a master's as well. I would have no problem doing it here. Like, I really like it here. It's an awesome university. And if you have the chance to come, seriously do so. Who knows, maybe a new opportunity comes along, maybe United States, UK, other German-speaking countries like Austria or Switzerland. They have really good universities there as well. So I want to do a master's, I just don't know if it's gonna be here.
Yeah, my dream will be also USA,
really?
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I actually want to work in the film industry, you know, like Hollywood and stuff. So like, for me, the place is Los Angeles.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, my plan is also like graduating from here, taking like a year off, like 6 months, maybe do like part-time jobs, work on my YouTube channel, and then, you know, like start a job here, make some money, and then go do my master's in Los Angeles. Because it's really expensive.
Yeah. Gotta try to find a scholarship.
Yeah.
But when you have like projects like these on the side, like America really is into that.
This one is a really, you know, important question for everyone watching this video.
Okay.
What do you think are the pros and cons of studying at TUM?
I'd say especially the good parts are pretty clear to everyone watching that because you're probably interested in TUM already. So that would basically be like having a guaranteed job later on, a very good career. Like we said before, these companies that really go after us, you will learn an insane amount of stuff in a very short period of time, like to the point where you don't think it's possible, and then you look back and you're like, wow, how did I manage that? Like, I think hard work here really pays off. The downside though would be it's very competitive. Some people can't really deal with that, especially in the first semester where I was still trying to understand the culture here and like started out in a completely different group of friends I have now. Many of the people that are here today, they always used to be top of the class and always excelled at what they did. Really?
I was like most of the time the top of my class during like until high school.
Yeah.
And then I started like to go down, and then until I hit rock bottom.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's a really tough feeling to have to deal with, and many people just can't deal with that. These people, like, so they feel better, they start like being happy when other people fail.
Yeah, I can see that in some people. Yeah,
like the first people I met were like that, and they start dragging you down a lot. They start being toxic to you because they just want to take advantage of you. If you can tell that some people are dragging you down, then well, they're not really your friends.
You just push them away.
Just go. Now I have many friends that I'm very intimate with.
My advantage was that most of my friends also came here with me.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that was amazing. We were like 20 students at TUM, like all Turkish.
Yeah.
And then what we did is like the first month we separated, find our own friends, and then we kind of like spread like a virus to everyone. I mean, tactics. Friends are really important, especially here at TUM, because they also help you study. Yeah. Next question. You've basically given the answer anyways, but I'll ask it again. Can students survive all the semesters if they never had like coding experiences?
Yeah, I don't think it was fair in my first assessment there. It's just that I feel like TUM downplayed it too much. If you put the hard work into it, yes, of course you can catch up and do just fine here. You will just like feel behind a lot at first, because I did have a bit of programming experience before, but that wasn't useful anymore after the 4th to 5th week. It very quickly gets very tough. Like in the 7th week here, we were like recreating and simulating a compiler in Java for our own programming language. And I was like, whoa, what? Yeah, it's all about work, and some people will have it easier than others. But in the end, like everyone has to write the same exams and go through the same things.
Work out, play hard. Or study the first semester, fail, come back and just pass everything with 100 points.
Don't be like...
Yeah, that was my tactic.
Exactly, I'm so glad you're handling it like that, because, I don't know, like, it's a learning experience. And
sure.
I'm sure you will like excel now.
Yeah, even though I failed like last year, I really did learn a lot of things, and now like I know the system, so everything is like smoother now.
I failed a lot of classes in my second semester as well, and that was a learning experience, because it was, wow, okay, so that approach wasn't the right thing. I was just lucky that it wasn't the first semester, because if it was the first semester, I would have had to start over. Over time, you learn how to learn, and it's how to put it into words. But
it's a really good way to describe, because like the Turkish system is basically, in order to pass the exam, you have to learn everything by heart. But in Germany, especially in computer science, if you don't understand the algorithm or how to write the code, then you will fail at the exam. That was where I did wrong, because I tried to learn also the algorithms and stuff like that by heart, even in maths, and then I failed.
That approach to learning is very good, because after you pass the exam, it doesn't just go away from your head. It's not like exams in school where you learn a lot for a few days or weeks, and then
exactly after your exam.
Like here, it's really for life.
The system is actually good. Like at first, I thought it was a bit cruel. You know, it was a lot of stuff and like hard stuff as well. But now, like I try to remember what the things I did last year, and I do remember them. It's really good. Which coding languages have you learned so far?
That's interesting. Like there are two categories, I'd say. Once you briefly look into, and some others where you really use them in your everyday life. In the first semester already, we have Java really in depth, and you get really good at it. You have assembly. In the exam there, you are programming literally in binary. You're like writing zeros and ones. It's nuts. Second semester, you have ERA Practicum, the architecture, the assembly practical course, where you, again, assembly really in depth with SIMD instructions and C coding a lot, as well as SQL, SQL, and databases. But the third semester really gets fun, because you have functional programming, and there you will program either in Haskell or OCaml, which are two functional languages. Depending on the electives you take, you're gonna have Python or C++.
Oh, that's weird, because you know, I was studying games engineering before this semester, and in the first semester we actually learned how to code in C#.
Really?
Yeah, we did our, you know, like we have to develop a game, actually 2 games in the semester, I already showed you. Those games were, you know, written in C#. And in the second semester we also had to code another game, and we did that using C++ and HLSL or something like that. Yeah, I didn't know that there was a difference in coding languages.
Yeah, I've never worked with these in depth.
I think this is the last question. What was the hardest class you took at TUM?
Well, so far it was discrete probability theory, but I haven't taken the theoretical informatics exam yet. I'm freaking out about that, because the last exam had a 70% something failure rate. That's the thing, like with concerning the stress. I'm sure that I can manage it just fine if I have the time to do it. But I'm not sure where I'm supposed to find the time. In the second semester, like the linear algebra exam we had, I passed the retake exam with the worst possible grade.
4.0.
4.0.
That's the best grade.
But I was still better than 77% of the other students, because 77% failed. So I was like, and I had put a lot of work into it, and I feel like I actually have a great understanding of the field. But since then, like over time, you learn time management, your grades improve, it's not that stressful anymore, because you find that perfect balance between what's too much and what's too little.
Anyways guys, that is the end of the interview. Daniel also has his own YouTube channel, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
And thank you for coming.
Let's work together again sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you speak Portuguese by any chance, I do have a channel here on YouTube called Guru da Ciência, which stands for the science guru. And I also make like these kinds of vlogs in a way about study life here
Mm-hmm.
at TUM. So yeah, feel free to check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Do watch the other videos. Dominic has his channel here, and like.
I mean, I don't know Portuguese, but I still watch some of his videos. Like, he has like videos about like creating emojis and stuff like that, or like solar systems. It's really good.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya!